Ed here with the Digital Digest, and today I wanted to share a quick unboxing and first look at the Lenovo ThinkBook 16p. Now, this is a brand new offering. It retails for roughly $2,300 US. I will include a link in the description, and it's pretty compelling. It's expensive because it's aimed at business users, not traditional consumers, but that doesn't mean you can't purchase one. Again, it's in stock right now. And at 4.4 pounds in change, this is a pretty dynamic machine. So, before I open it up, let's go over the specifications that you're about to see. It's got a Ryzen 7 5800H, an Nvidia RTX 3060. It is the Max-Q variant, 16 gigs of RAM, a ½ terabyte NVMe SSD, and then the star of the show in many ways is its 16-inch, 16 by 10 aspect ratio IPS display that has 100% Adobe Gamut. So if you're looking to do color proofing, video editing, whatever it may be, it's a go on this machine, which I think is pretty exciting. So let me get this out. And the fact that, at least from what I've seen, the styling seems pretty nice, and I think you're starting to get that picture right now. Silver finish, build quality seems really nice. Let me get the box out of the way. Don't worry. You will get to see the power brick, I promise. Battery life also should be interesting. I know Lenovo is saying a 50% charge in 30 minutes with the included charger. I anticipate that's the real deal. And the display, again, with that CPU-GPU pairing, I think is really nice. So if you're looking to do, again, content creation that color proofing is a core component of, this may be exactly what you've been waiting for. So, the look and feel of the machine is excellent. I can already tell you that just with a rudimentary view. Let's take a look at the power brick, because I don't know the exact wattage on that. And by the way, this can be outfitted with up to a 5900 HX. So this is not the most powerful version of this machine. It looks like we have a 230 watt brick, and that is what we have. Let me go ahead and put that aside. There's not anything really new or crazy about that. But again, the overall capability of this machine is all about being lightweight, and at 4.4 pounds, it is, and then having really robust I/O. So let's take a quick look around the machine. On the right side, we have two Type-C ports. These are 3.2s, so good throughput. It's not Thunderbolt, but still pretty good. Best in class right now outside of Thunderbolt 3 or 4. A Kensington lock right there, some ventilation. I'm digging the build quality. On the back, we have two Type-A ports as well as the charging port. I like that we have some ports on the back. Some people aren't a fan of that, but I like having variation. And then on the other side, we have our headphone microphone combo jack and a full-size SD card slot. Yes, this is right up my alley. And, you know, that's not something you see a lot on something that is fit for both business and pleasure. And that's because this machine really can game. It is a 3060 Max-Q, so we're not expecting something crazy here, but competent, yes. As we open it up, really nice build quality here. One-handed opening, not an issue. Let me go ahead and slide this forward. Matte display. I mean, I'm liking everything that I'm seeing so far. Offset touchpad, which may or may not be for you. Really slim bezels on this. Hopefully you're able to see that with my slight reflection and backlighting. There is a privacy switch right here for the webcam, which I'll keep private even though we're not even powered on. I believe the power button, which I just touched, also doubles as a fingerprint scanner. We have a numerical keypad. I mean, I'm digging this thing. It's got pretty much everything, and yes, it's expensive, but the build quality is just excellent. A little bit of wobble, but I had to encourage it. The hinge feels really good. I wish this was touchscreen. Clearly it is not. I'm going to touch it anyway just because. And yeah, it looks really nice. The display, at least at present, looks fairly brilliant. So I'm excited about that. That's definitely a nice thing right out of the box. The keyboard has some decent travel. I mean, you expect this from Lenovo, right? I mean, this is not really a new thing. It'll be interesting to see what battery life is like. It's estimating right now with 97% that we're going to get a little under 4 hours. I have a feeling we can do better than that, but let's see. I think it's a 61 watt hour battery, again with that rapid charging. Another thing Lenovo's incorporated into this machine is that opening the lid can power it on. That's something Lenovo's getting a little bit more aggressive with, trying to make these devices feel more like the smartphones that we use on a regular basis. But we've got new design cues here. I mean, even the camera array is different than what Lenovo's been doing. So I like the way this looks. And if you're after a 16:10 aspect ratio, again, with a color accurate display, this has got it. I mean, this is really, really nice. So I don't think that the pricing on this is exorbitant, in spite of the fact that it seems like a high price for the specifications that it's bringing to the table. You are getting something that seems at least like it's excellently made and has great I/O. So this isn't for gamers, but that doesn't mean you can't game on it. And I love products like this. So I'm very curious to see how well it fares. Again, 16 gigs of RAM, but of course you can go beyond that. I'm not sure about upgradability and what's under the hood. I'm anticipating, obviously, a secondary slot for another NVMe drive. But this thing is really thin and light for what it's capable of. You know, it reminds me of my G15, but with arguably a better display. Yes, it's not a high refresh display, but I am all about that color accuracy. And for those of you who want the extra height with the 16:10 aspect ratio, which is making it a very strong comeback these days, this might be a perfect machine for you. Let me go ahead and log onto my Wi-Fi network, and let's just see what the color accuracy really looks like. And audio, I generally save that for, you know, the updates, but I'm pretty excited about this display because, you know, Lenovo has been putting out a lot of these panels, but they're not all color accurate like this. So let's go ahead, and I'm coming back on screen. Don't worry, the machine isn't going anywhere. I'm going to go ahead and get Internet Explorer open. So we are networked, and let's take a look at what this display really looks like, even if it's from the top down. So let's just go to some 4K HDR content. And this is, again, 400 nit brightness. It's Dolby certified, so if you want to go there, you can, which I think is great. I should have thrown YouTube into that, right? So let's do that right now. Keyboard, as usual, very solid. Let's go with the good old Costa Rica Special. Get rid of that. Let's make this full screen. Let's bump it up to 4K, even though, again, we don't support 4K natively. It's still not going to impact anything. And let's see what the brightness is like. So brightness is at 100 right there. That's the full 400 nits. Actually, what I'm going to do is give you an even better viewing angle here of this. And let's step down the brightness so our contrast, it's not too blown out here. Now, to my eye, this is fairly dull, but to yours, I have a feeling this is going to look excellent. And that's because it does. This is a pretty sweet machine, I can tell you that already. I think for business users, this is going to make a lot of you really, really happy. The form factor, the overall quality of the panel, and again, just the build quality altogether seems really, really good. So battery life is really the only question that remains. Let me actually go ahead and jump on to my channel, and we'll see what we're working with when it comes to, let's just take a look at a review and see what audio's like. And let me make sure that we're all the way up there.
Ed here with the Digital Digest.
Now we are.
And today I wanted to share a comparison between the Lenovo Legion 5 Pro on the left and the Asus Zephyrus G15 on the right. Now the Legion 5 Pro, I have to start out by saying, if you can find...
And of course, this is Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.
165 hertz refresh rate, you won't go back. Now with the Asus, when you disconnect the significantly smaller power brick, another thing I'll be talking about soon, it automatically defaults to 60 hertz.
So audio is pretty solid on this. Again, you have to be realistic about audio quality, and I am being realistic. It sounds really good. It's not going to give you deep bass, clearly. It's fairly thin and flat. I'm talking about the audio profile, but it's good. I'm liking what I'm seeing. And this is not a surprise. I mean, Lenovo continues to make some stellar laptops here in 2021. Let me go ahead and dismiss that YouTube offer, get rid of this ad.
The read-write speeds you're seeing here are competent. They're no different here, except here you are getting 1 terabyte. Now,
so I dig it. I mean, again, this is just an unboxing and a first look, but this is a really nice machine. The backlighting, by the way, if you can't catch it, I'll go ahead and kill the studio lights so that you can. Give me a second here, because this is worth seeing yet again. It's just, not often that we see machines that really combine the best of both worlds, even if you're paying for it. I'd love to see this with a higher end option than a 3060, but do you really need that? I don't think so. And that's where this is coming from, in my opinion. So let me just kill those studio lights, and you'll get a quick look at the backlighting, which of course is not going to be RGB or anything. Let me go ahead
when it comes to pricing, I
pause that and bring the lights down. There you have it. Works exactly as it should. You're getting stage backlighting there, so if you want to flex that, you can. And another thing I like about this machine, which is evident when you look at it, besides the numerical keypad, are all of these dedicated communications buttons. So it's not just your typical, mute, brightness, volume controls, but we actually have like some calling features, which is also nice. Print screen is given, but it's just nice that there are things, a dedicated calculator button, which is becoming more and more common. Just a really nice, clean keyboard, which is what you expect from Lenovo. And again, the Harman speakers, pretty solid. So I'm digging this thing. It's going to be all about battery life. And for those of you that remember when we started this video, where we were at, let me go ahead and close this up, and let's take a look where we're at now. So now it's estimating about 5 hours at 94%. So if you keep brightness to a minimum, I mean, we're beyond 50%. So if you were to operate somewhere around here, which is less than 50%, I imagine battery life is going to be pretty solid. I mean, it's still estimating 4 hours, 55 minutes, but we'll see. Of course, that is what follow-ups are for. And by the way, this does go all the way down, if you were curious. So this is a flexible machine. I like it. I am digging the design. The branding is what it is, but overall, Lenovo doing a really nice job with the ThinkBook 16p. I think this is going to appeal to a much broader audience than you might expect between its I/O build quality, weight, and overall power of that 8-core CPU, complemented by the RTX 3060, which I don't think, even in a Max-Q variant, gets enough credibility or street cred for what it's capable of when it comes to editing both 4K content as well as large format RAW files from full frame cameras. This is a really interesting machine. I like it a lot. Any questions or comments, please feel free to post them. Hit that like button. And as usual, please feel free to subscribe, and please stay safe. Later.